What's up, everybody? It's time for some football. We're going to be talking about last night's game, some playbooks, some challenges. We got Big Ticket, we got JLeit, we got some Rumble breakdowns, and then we've got our intro. It's time for football. Ooh, baby, it's football time. I like a good football show. Ooh, football shows are gonna start soon. Oh, yeah! Here we go. Oh, boy! All right, let's get JLeit Big Ticket in here. What's going on, boys?
What's up?
Hi. How you doing?
Good. I'm excited. Also, I should say, oh, wow, we get some Eagles. Eagles 4-0.
4-0.
4-0 Eagles, best team in football right now.
What's
One nation, one team. What sweatshirt is that repping over there?
USA Soccer, getting ready for the World Cup.
Oh, there we go. I like that. That would have been my
La Liga?
15th guess. Yeah, La Liga. yeah, that's breaking news.
I had to explain soccer to Big Ticket yesterday in DMs because he had no idea.
I was like, there's 18 leagues. I don't know.
There's a lot going on. We just got the announcements too from of course, I forgot this was going to happen. We're actually going to start with that. So instead of starting with last night's game, we'll start with the new challenge announcements that just came out. And then we'll go through that. Also, if you're new, if you're just tuning in, all you got to do is subscribe in order to get involved in the chat. We love the chat. So get in here. All right, let's take a look at the challenges. So, all right, we already did we know the pregame stuff yet? No, right?
Yeah, the games.
We did. We are. Oh no, oh my God, I never filled out the Colts Broncos. Unreal. All right, so the post-game challenge, we've got the pregame Bears and Vikings, Eagles and Cardinals, Bengals and Ravens, Raiders and Chiefs. We already knew that, but here we go. This is and we had the end of week challenge. Wait, hold on. What went live? Sorry.
Go to upcoming.
Are you logged in?
I'm logged in. All right, here we go. Sunday slate. Here we go. We have where is it? One moment of every player who gains 50 or more yards on a single offensive play. All right, so that sounded like it was going to be a lot and then slowed down. For a 50-yard pass, you need both the receiver and the quarterback. One rare or higher tier moment of any player who records one or more sacks. So there we go. There is the rare utility that people have been talking about. They're saying when rares. Here you go. This one's going to be a little bit tricky, and I bet a lot of people were like, well, when rare offensive players, here's some defensive players. So that is the Sunday slate challenge. What do you guys think? Do you guys think we should talk about this or go through all of them and then do it?
Whatever you want.
Let's go through the other one next, the Sunday night one.
So that was the Sunday slate. So that's worth – sorry, I did it again. That's worth the 25 yards. I'm still reeling right now for not doing my pregame pick last night.
Well, you would have got it wrong anyways. Everyone had Broncos.
That's true. That is true. All right, the Sunday night challenge. One all-day debut badge moment from a quarterback with the most total yards, passing, rushing, receiving. One moment from the Ravens player who records the most receptions. One moment from the Bengals player who records the most receptions. So this is the first one's Lamar Jackson. Like, it's going to be Lamar Jackson. Wild card, any rare higher tier Ravens moment can be used in place of the Ravens receiving. Any rare Bengals can be. There you go. So all you people who were holding on to Boyd, that's like the second week in a row you can use a Boyd rare, right?
I can't see that.
For the Bengals. Sorry.
Yeah. So what's the wild card again?
Wild card is any rare or higher tier Ravens moment can be used in place of the Ravens receptions leader, and then the same thing for the Bengals.
Okay.
So that is Sunday night. That's the Sunday. We've got both Sunday night and Sunday slate. We already knew the end of the week. Is Monday night out too?
So Duvernay and Bateman only have rares, right?
But if you only need a rare.
Wow, they gave us the Monday night challenge as well. Monday night, really? We have one moment of the quarterback with the most passing touchdowns.
Mahomes.
And one moment of a running back, wide receiver, tight end who scores who scores a touchdown. Players who score more than one touchdown will only need one. So running back, wide receiver, and tight end. Wow.
Chelsea.
All right, so let's do this. Let me just make sure
So
that's
much
all of the.
information.
We already knew end of week. Let's do this first before we go challenge by challenge. What is our just like initial feeling with them all, like everything being announced today?
Overwhelmed.
Yeah, overwhelmed. I like that the end of week and the Sunday slate are announced early. I'm not a fan of the Monday night one being announced.
Yeah.
Just because I guess in this game there's a lot of options and it'll be kind of tricky. But overall, usually there's not many options for a single game, so everyone will just buy up everything right away. Whereas the end of week and Sunday slate, there's a lot of different ways you could go.
So
Yeah, that's Sunday
think.
slate.
Go ahead.
Sorry,
What?
go ahead. I was
No,
gonna
go
say
ahead.
Sunday slate. If you want to break this down, 50-yard. That's
Anyone.
hard. That could be anybody, plus their quarterback. And if it's somebody with a quarterback who only has a rare, that could be tricky.
I like it. I like that it's hard. I like
Yeah,
that they're
me too.
again trying something different. Yeah, I also think that is not going to be I don't think there's a lot like that. Very rarely do we get like a ton of 50+ yard plays, So I'm not too freaked out about it. But you're right, we could get some wild ass bottlenecks that I'm here for, especially with no wild cards for that one. The one thing I will say too, just about the challenge announcement. So like a couple of things. One, for you guys, for it being overwhelming, part of that is because we're on stream right now. So that feels insane to try to break this down in real time. But I will say, I think in the future, when there's no London games, we would be getting the Monday night challenge probably on Sunday, right? That's what this seems like. So instead of on Friday, we'd be getting it on Sunday instead, which makes a little bit more sense. The only downside I see to getting the Monday night now is that I like having the announcement on Monday. Like it's just fun having an announcement.
Yeah.
But
yeah, definitely.
it does go I think a lot of people all over the place last week were saying it's important to have these announced early so we know that it's planned. They're not behind the scenes orchestrating challenges, so that you know what I mean. So I think that is a positive sign.
Yeah, that makes sense, especially after last night where it was the easiest one we've had at all.
Yeah.
And the cheapest. It's very cheap right now. I mean, I know something went up a little bit, but you're going to need Broncos again next week, so
right.
something ain't even going to drop really. So I think said it was like $15 net spend.
Yeah.
Last night, and there's almost 5,000 people who've already completed it, which
wow.
There's only 105 possible yards if you get every game wrong, which after last night you never know what's going to happen. You have to complete all 5 if you get every game wrong. So I think if you get one game right, I think you're safe. So and you can only complete 4. Well, not Sunday day challenge. That's 25 points. So
right. Yeah, let's do the Sunday one first. I think everybody's focusing on the 50-yard thing, but the defensive rare is going to be a little tricky too, I think, right? So I'll go over one more time, and then we can do some fun spec of people that you'd be looking at. But one moment of every player who gains 50 or more yards. If it's a pass play, you need both the receiver and the quarterback. If it's a run play, that's all you need is the rusher. And then one rare or higher tier moment of any player who records 1 or more sacks. So it needs to be a rare. And it needs to be a stat, but you don't need to get a bunch of them. You just need to get one. So I don't know. What's our first reactions here for these big 50-yard plays? Who are we thinking?
It's so random. Like Tyreek Hill, I guess, stands out. Even with Teddy Two Gloves, but I don't know. It's just so random that I'm just going to wait and see. I'm not going to spec by anything, I don't think. And although I guess one that comes to mind right away, Brandon Cooks. He's only got a rare.
Cooks only has a rare, and he was trending in a positive direction. Yeah. So that's definitely something that stands out.
And Godwin too. I know we bought those yesterday for the
Godwin,
the end of week challenge. Yep. So.
It could be rushing too, right? So anybody breaks off a long run.
Yeah. I'm looking at some of these none of this is big brain takes, but You've got the Chargers against the Browns, and the Chargers defense is pretty solid. I think Chubb is always has the potential to rip off a 50 plus. And then on the Chargers side of things, like the Herbert to Mike Williams connection is always in play. And then Buffalo Pitt. The Buffalo Pitt one's kind of interesting because with Pickett, I think Pickett's going to throw the ball down the field, and that makes like Claypool. George Pickens doesn't have a moment, but I guess Claypool specifically is the big play guy. And then Diggs and Davis obviously would be in play. I like that Cooks call too against Jacksonville.
It's not touchdowns, right? It's just a 50 or more yard.
Just a 50-yard play, yeah.
I just think it's so random. I'm not going out of my way to buy anything right now.
No.
I think it's see what
Just
happens
and go from there. Looking at just seeing if there's any other, like the Tampa Bay matchup, definitely Tampa Bay Atlanta. So like you guys already said, Godwin or Mike Evans, and but they seem to be more like 25-yard chunk plays, not a 50-yard team.
Maybe Rondell Moore, Marquise Brown.
Yeah, in the Philly game. Oh, Devonta Smith, definitely.
Devonta Smith, AJ Brown.
I don't think Deebo Samuel, not because Jimmy can throw it 50 yards, but he can throw like a 5-yard dart that Deebo takes 50 yards.
Mm-hmm.
But my guess is that we're not going to see a lot of these. Like I think this.
Yeah, I'd like to see a breakdown of how many we had last week. Like I don't even if anybody tracks that stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure some nerd has it. Maybe John Boy has it.
Some nerd.
And then on the defensive side of things, that's the same thing, man. I have no idea. Derwin James? No, he doesn't have a rare, does he? That's a common.
TJ Watt. Fletcher Cox, Eagles.
There you go, Fletcher Cox. Who are the Rams playing? Are the Rams on the slate? Or are they at the
Cowboys?
Aaron
Cowboys,
Donald, right?
Yeah, Aaron Donald. Bobby Wagner just got a rare too.
Oh, Bobby Wagner,
yeah. Wait, Borland said Jefferson's going to get open. Who's Minnesota playing though? Are they're not
Bears.
On the
home against
the
Bears.
Play the Bears.
Is that on the early? Oh yeah. So of course Jefferson. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, that's gonna be. Man, this is gonna be tough. Yeah. And let's go over to Sunday night again and just kind of poke around at that one. I don't think we have to talk too much about the Thursday night challenge, just because that was pretty straightforward, like you said, big ticket. We can talk about that game in a second. All right, so one all-day debut badge moment from the quarterback. So we're talking either Burrows or Lamar, and then one moment of a Ravens player who records the most receptions, which honestly, like, it's probably Mark Andrews, right?
Probably Mark Andrews, yeah.
If it was total yardage, I'd listen to Bateman or Duvernay, but
I think Bateman hasn't practiced yet this week, so
yeah. So then those are the only two pass catchers that have moments, then, right? Andrews and Duvernay.
Yeah. But if you can just use a rare, I think that I saw the cheapest one was $40.
Oh, there you go.
Could it be any rare? The wild card?
Yep. So. Any rare Ravens moment can be used in place of the Ravens reception leader. So there you go. And then on the Bengals side of things, I mean, it's the obvious Chase and Higgins, right? Because again, this is receptions, right? Not yards. And so sure, you could say Boyd or tight end or like Hurst or whatever. But if we're talking about just like volume, it's got to be Higgins or Chase, right?
Most likely.
Yeah. You think, yeah. I mean, Joe loves Hurst, but
yeah, but not
mixing the dump offs. Who knows?
That's true. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I think this is a couple of challenging ones, which are pretty exciting.
I like that. I like it hard.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, there we go. Flip that, Greg. Let's talk a little bit about last night's game, just in general. I mean, would Joe start with you? Like, how much fun was that?
I've had not a great week. I've had migraines all week, but last night was worse than anything that I dealt with this week. That was painful, man. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. And I have Russ on a season log team, which not good.
Not good.
It looked bad. What about you, big ticket?
Yeah, it was brutal. It feels like Thursdays are always bad for years now, but this was just. I don't understand. Matt Ryan just falls down all the time. Like, you're 6'3". Like, why? The one play he didn't get touched and fell down, sack. Another one he got Barry touched him. He just curls up in a little ball. Like if you don't have a line, either you got to get the ball out quick, which he doesn't do, or move a little bit. I don't understand it. Russ can't throw. He just throws these balls up in the air. What are you doing, man?
See,
those little popcorn throws.
The Matt Ryan stuff I expected. The Russ is weird. Like Russ not being just because I think Matt Ryan's dead now, but like, Russ is. He shouldn't be this bad. Like I understand regression a little bit, or like he's getting a little bit older, but he just looks lost. He looks absolutely lost out there. It's not like they don't have weapons. Like I know they're missing Javonte, but I mean Sutton's good. Judy's good.
Are we sure they're good?
I think Sutton is
I think they are, but I'm just trying to. Or maybe Hackett's just a complete idiot too. I don't
know. Some of those throws were so bad. Like he missed Judy wide open.
Yeah, we saw that KJ Hamler thing on that last play too, where he just like takes his helmet off and essentially throws it.
Yeah, he was wide open. I don't know if you saw the screenshot. And Russ tries to, even if that ball is on target, he threw it too hard. And then but it's funny though because of all day, I was still engaged in that game. Like I was still caring about what defense can I use in Rumble, and So it was. Otherwise, I would have stopped watching a long time
ago.
And the
Pittman and Sutton kind of came down to the wire, too.
Yeah, that was actually kind of interesting. And,
but I will say the good news, next week we got the Bears and Commanders.
Oh, my God.
And Denver plays on Monday night next week. So.
Oh, super.
You could see the pain, you could hear the pain in Al Michaels' voice when it was towards the end of the game, and they were like, and next week we have Washington, Chicago. I was like, good Lord. That was so bad. It was so bad.
I did buy a couple extra Justin Fields last night.
There you go.
They got nothing else.
Hoping we need is rare. That game was so bad. And I honestly forgot like defenses were in play for Rumble. Like what were the high score totals for?
So Colts have 19, so I'm locking them in.
Lock in there. Colts are a lock.
Yeah.
Colts are a lock for that.
And you need one for the challenge. So Kenny Moore, I think Moore. Or, I guess you can go get Kwity Paye, who wasn't needed. So
yeah. What let's as we pivot to Rumble here, I'll pull up Momentum Labs. Shout out momentumlabs.app. If you guys aren't subscribed, go subscribe to them. And you take a look at some of John's projections, which we'll do in a second. But shout out Own the Moment, who sponsors all of our morning show stuff, for putting together. They doubled up the prize pool this week. They doubled up the prize pool, which is really exciting. So now the top 1,000 are going to get paid. It's not really going to affect the money up top, but instead of only paying 300, they're going to pay up to 1,000. So more shots at getting in there, which is pretty nice. So excited about that. But yeah, let's dive into Rumble. Have either of you guys had a hit in Rumble yet?
No, I've been. Last week I was like top 600. Week before I was top 500. I've been in top 1,000 every week. So this is actually going to be fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I was hoping we get more cheat codes because we've seen that people just don't use those. Like I bet you Colts are still way too low owned.
Yeah.
So, I like taking the guaranteed points. I do like we have an extra game though. So hopefully somebody on the Packers just goes crazy and we jam him in.
Well, and we saw that last week, right? Where like what did Jefferson end up being? Like 18% or 20%?
22, I think, yeah.
Which is like that's still a high percentage when you have this many entrants into a contest, but not when they've already scored 30 points.
Yeah. I couldn't get him in. I was outside in the freezing rain. My hands
that's right, 'cause you're at the Eagles game.
So, my voice is still shot.
Yeah. But doing a quick look at the projections. So again, if you have Momentum Labs app, or if you have a membership to Momentum Labs, you can access all of this stuff at the ready. But he's got both the highest ceiling and highest owned quarterback to be Josh Allen, with a ceiling of 42 and a percentage of 27. And that seems to be the only popular quarterback. And that has a lot to do with like the low ask is 38. So it's easier to get to him, where like Lamar is up in the 60s. But Lamar is next up. But this is like a no-brainer to me that if Josh Allen's really going to be in this like 25 to 30 range, you see Lamar, Hurts, Mahomes, all with similar ceilings for like half the ownership. It's pretty nice, right?
Yeah, I agree. And I would probably just stack Lamar with Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
Like tight ends are it's getting worse.
It is. It's pretty bad down there.
Now Pitts is out, although he's just an offensive lineman now, so it doesn't matter. And Darren Waller doesn't get targets, so it's really down to Kelsey and Andrews.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And again, depending on what happens Sunday morning, and you seeing I'm starting to, we'll keep talking about quarterback, but like thinking about Lamar Andrews combo, especially with no Bateman or potentially no Bateman, I'm also like, I still think I'm a fan of the Ravens defense being kind of bad in the back, and Jamar Chase is gonna blow up soon. Like it hasn't happened yet, but he is going to blow up soon, and this to me is like the best little stack right there of Lamar, Andrews, and Chase. And I think people are, I can tell people are pissed off about Jamar Chase because Dustin was texting me different potential trades he was going to throw out there to move off of Chase. And I was like, don't do it. Please don't do it. I think he's going to pop off soon.
Yeah, he seems to do better when there's only two guys. So Boyd or Higgins will be hurt soon, and then he'll take off.
That's true. That is true.
I like that stack. Also, I like the Mahomes. Yeah, I mean, if you go Mahomes, Kelsey, and then like Adams coming back, you can do that too.
Yeah, and then Brady. I mean, he's got Brady with not the same ceiling, right? It's definitely a lower ceiling down at like 32, but like 2% ownership, which is pretty nice. So I don't hate taking a shot at something like that. Kyler Murray's just been ass, so I'm off the Kyler Murray train for a little while. I don't know. Anybody like outside of, again, I feel like almost, let's see, 27, 37, 47, 60. So 60% of the ownership is between Allen, Lamar, Hurts, and Mahomes. Is there anybody else that kind of stands out that you have some interest in?
I kind of like Herbert because I think he'll go overlooked, but
yeah,
no, I think you just lock in one of the top three.
Yeah. If do we have any word on Keenan Allen yet?
He wasn't at practice again yesterday. So.
Jeez, man. Brutal. And then I feel like running back is where we always get the most condensed ownership. And with Jonathan Taylor not playing and being off the slate, Naeem Hines just getting smoked too right away, I bet like this ownership condenses even more between C-Mac, Saquon, and then Nick Chubb down here is getting a lot of love. Anybody off the board that like you got any fun running back takes you got?
Fournette, but he's only got the rare. So if you want to.
Yeah, I was going to say Fournette and
or
Cook. Delvin seem like but they only have rares.
Right.
I don't love the spot.
How healthy is Kamara?
Oh, so that was going to be mine. That was going to be what I was going to say too. I think if we get late word that Kamara is good to go, I love Kamara.
Yeah, Seattle stinks.
What about big ticket can help here? Is Boston Scott still
out? He's still questionable.
Because Miles Sanders balled out last week, and he got a lot of run. So
if Scott's out,
and even like Josh Jacobs, if that game stays close, he got like 30 some touches last week. So
yeah, I don't hate that either. The other one, oh man, We the People, what the hell? That's where I was at too. Detroit's been awful against the run, and the Patriots quarterbacks, no matter which of the three they roll out there, is not going to be very good. And if you can, I like what the role of Ramondre Stevenson and how that's like blowing up a little bit. I'm sure his ownership is like -5, but he's got him down here. But look at this. You're looking at ceilings. He's only 6 points off Saquon, and you're getting him at 1.2% if you went that direction. So that's definitely off the board a little bit. I don't think you need to do that, but it's somebody that stands out to me.
Even Damian Harris has a higher ceiling and lower own too. So flip a coin between them. But I think we might get some information between Saquon, Aaron Jones, maybe even AJ Dillon Sunday morning, so that could help.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, if any of those three get close to 20 points, I'm locking them in. I've been burned every week on running back.
Jonathan running back's been tough.
So it's been awful. So I would love to take guaranteed points from somebody.
Yeah. Running back has been pretty tough. But yeah, I mean, Saquon and CMC, like if you're getting different elsewhere, I think they're obviously fine and safe. But actually, maybe it's not as condensed as I thought. I mean, Eckler's at 18, Henry's at 16, Mixon's at 15, Chubb's at 20. So it's going to be pretty spread out.
We'll know Saquon news ahead of time.
That's true.
Hopefully everyone jams him in and then he has a dud and then
you don't change it in time.
Yeah.
Kamara is the one that I'm most hyped about, though. 4% with like the same exact ceiling as everybody else. I really like Kamara.
I like that too. Yeah.
All right, moving down to wide receiver. I mean, I think it's just illegal not to play Cooper Kupp at this point, right?
53%.
How has he done versus Diggs? Is that like a thing or?
Versus Trayvon Diggs.
I don't know if they've played yet since he's been in the league.
Yeah, I don't know. We the people. Maybe you. I know you are the Cowboy Sharp. So if you have any take on that, let me know. I still,
you just jam him in.
Dude, the Rams. I mean, I don't think this is a hot take, but the Rams' offense looks just fucking broken. Like Allen Robinson is just non-existent. I think he had like 3 targets last week or whatever it was. The running game is shot. Higbee, honestly, we'll get to tight end in a second, but he's getting, it seems like a lot of targets. But like Cooper Kupp is going to get, here we go. Cooked him in the pass, cooked him. All right, so just lock in Cooper Kupp there.
Okay.
But he's going to get like 10 to 12 targets every game. They don't throw to anybody else.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, I think Cooper, I don't care if he's 53% owned. I'm just playing 53%.
him.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
I will say, looking at Devontae Adams at 12% ownership with like the same type of ceiling, that game's kind of interesting where if you're doing Mahomes, Kelsey, and you have one of those Devontae Adams, because I know he's a little bit more of a pricier moment, now's the time to probably use him, right? I kind of like that of a mini stack.
Feels like they always play each other tough too. So,
Yeah,
the Raiders could hang in that game.
Yeah, I think so too. And then I'm off the Miami guys this week, and especially if he's 14% owned. Like, I mean, Tyreek Hill.
If Waddle sits, I like Tyreek.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I just I feel like his ceiling is just so impacted, and the Jets' defense has been solid, right?
That's my game stack on DraftKings, I think.
God, with Teddy?
Why? What? How is he that much different than Tua? Tua just gets the ball to those guys at 10 yards down the field, and they do the rest. It's not like Tua has a strong arm, or I think it's more the scheme than anything. Like, you just get those guys the ball in space and let them go. And Teddy's, he's not great, but he's probably a starter in the NFL.
How was the second half of that game with Teddy? How was their offense?
I mean, he wasn't terrible.
Hill caught a bunch of balls at the end. That's why we locked him in.
All right, fine.
Yeah, he was 14 for 23, 193 and a touchdown and an interception.
So this is also just to point this out. This is a DraftKings play. You're not saying doing this in Roto, right?
I don't even think he has a moment. But
all right.
I still like Tyreek Hill, and if Waddle plays, I'd consider him.
Yeah.
But
wow, God, I didn't think we were gonna go down the Teddy route. All right, so and then what do you run it back with, Garrett Wilson or Elijah Moore?
On DraftKings, I think Breece Hall right now, but I'm open to switching them.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Just saying those names out loud hurt my heart. Corey
Well,
Davis.
Wilson came in and he seemed to trust Corey Davis a lot more. Like I just watched condensed highlights of that game because I wanted to see how Breece Hall did, and it was Breece Hall, it was Corey Davis, it was a tight end Conklin.
Man, shout out Conklin. Conklin, Borland loves Conklin. I'm sure.
It could be spread out though with Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore too. So yeah, that's tricky.
Wow.
But that game's only a 3-point line, so
the
Jets might win that.
I think I picked the Jets to win that. But anyway, so all right, but so there's Tyreek. We talked about Debo. I mean, I'm gonna just, as long as Elijah Mitchell's out, I think Debo's always gonna be a really good play. He's just gonna get so much, like he's just so involved in the offense, and I don't know, he just can take it to the house at any time.
Yeah. I like Diggs too. If McKenzie and Knox are both out, then man, the Bills are implied 30 points. Somebody's got to score those points.
Somebody does. And shout out Athlete Studio. If you're stacking that game, go take Claypool on the way back. Claypool, I don't know. I'm a little intrigued by these Pittsburgh wide receivers, and I don't know if I'm going to do that this week, but maybe as a one-off. I feel like we're gonna see some jump balls
I think Pickens would be popular. People like him.
I agree.
Yeah. No, we were John and I were on Pickens this past week. We were it was the only good call we made, I think. We were on it. All right. Anybody else that stand out here? I mean, obviously Jefferson, Jamar Chase, who I already plugged in. It's going to be a little bit more popular than I thought, but
Mike Evans, Godwin.
Mm-hmm.
I like Christian Kirk.
Christian Kirk, I like too. You know what I might do? I'm gonna just start building my lineup a little bit, just so you guys we'll talk through it, and then if one of you guys want to start building a skeleton of a different build, we could do that too. So we'll lock in the Indianapolis defense here. I'm gonna do wide receiver first. What are you guys' thoughts on CeeDee Lamb as my hero?
I don't know if he has the upside.
No.
I mean, he's been good the last couple of weeks, but I don't know. I like the Rams this week, but I don't know if Ramsey will shadow him. Completely.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know. That's
because I think that's my best, or Godwin. I guess I could do Godwin as a hero too.
It's just like, what are the odds that Lamb outscores Kupp and Jefferson and Diggs, and Debo and Tyreek? Like, I'd have him like 10th.
Yeah, I think that's right. I don't know who I just took. Oh, Jamar Chase. There we go. So I guess we'll just do no hero, because the only other option I have is to swap out Lamar. But I really do like Lamar instead of Hurts. Although I guess, I don't know, Lamar versus a naked Hurts.
You need to buy some rares.
Well, yeah, I had plenty of good wide receiver rares, but Cooper Rush got hurt. Michael Pittman sucks. Chris God, Amon-Ra. Oh, unless Amon-Ra's back. Is the Sun God back?
I don't know.
This game's gonna be like 13-10. You don't want that.
No, Ramondre, dude, come on, Ramondre, Sun God, a little mini correlation. I don't really want. Although the Patriots could kind of run on the Packers, couldn't they?
The Giants, you mean?
No, I'm saying like last week the Patriots kind of ran on that, so I'm like thinking about Saquon here.
Well, we'll know before the game, so you can change that.
That's true too. That is true too.
Or Dylan and Jones.
This will be my squad. This is going to be my skeleton until I change it on Sunday. But Lamar, Kamara, Barkley, Kupp, Jefferson, Andrews, Chase, Colts D. We'll submit it. One of you guys want to build something?
Go ahead.
All right, Big Ticket. You should have a share screen button there towards the bottom.
Yeah,
Look at we the people. I'm with you. He says if the Sun God is back and Zappy starts, that game shoots out. Do you think Zappy's got higher upside than Brian Hoyer, the quarterback, for the offense? That is
probably the same.
Amon-Ra
did practice today, so he's trending in the right direction. But
let's go.
Where's share the screen button?
You should have one, or maybe does it say present?
Oh, present. Yes.
Yeah. There you go. They just rebranded that. That used to say share screen. Now it says present. And then you just pick the window that you're building from.
Oh, I have a lot of... There we go.
All right, here we go. Oh, it's already got it built, baby. He's already locked in.
Of course it does.
Ooh, the Kamara rare too. That's the hero play, huh?
Yeah. I mean, this was just a dummy lineup because I'm hoping to use, some somebody from that early game would be nice. I like the guaranteed points. So, and because I wouldn't mind taking Kupp out. Derrick Henry's kind of risky, but Washington's is awful versus the run.
They really are pretty bad.
And then I don't mind Allen and Diggs stack, but this was a very quick build after that game last night. That's all that was.
Yeah. I like it. JLeit, what about you? Were any directions that you were thinking about going?
No, I'm on the Lamar Andrews stack, and I like the Jamar Chase bring back. You don't have to stack, but I do think that game shoots out a bit, and Jamar Chase is due. Running back, I don't know, man. Hopefully we get some info Sunday morning. Otherwise, it's just, I don't know, flip a coin. And play the Colts D, but
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
Yeah, I really do think that game is going to shoot out. I do think that one. I'm kind of bummed that that's on an island game because I really do think that would have been a fun game stack. It would have been an expensive game stack, and I just got burned by that last week with the Bills Ravens. But the Ravens defense is like overrated, and I think the Bengals are getting a little bit of a bad rap. I think they're going to pop off.
Yeah.
So I also like this little stack: Mahomes, Kelsey, and then
Ooh, that's
Dan
nice.
Jones, running back with Devontae Adams, and then Adams. I think all these are rare. Yeah, Adams rare, Diggs rare. So options.
One other game I see people talking about too, a lot of Geno Smith love. I mean, that is kind of an easy stack that like builds itself a little bit, right? If you go, again, it's just DraftKings. You're probably not doing this. You're not doing this on Rumble, but like a Geno to DK or Lockett or to both, and then bringing it. And actually, man, like a little punt tight end with Will Dissly or something, and bringing it back with that Kamara is kind of. It might be chasing a little bit just based on what we saw last week from Geno. And the Saints defense is obviously a lot better than Detroit's, but
yeah, I think I'm going to wait on the Seahawks stacks. I wish the Lions just played every Thursday night because that'd be a lot more entertaining.
Yeah, right.
It would be a lot more entertaining.
But
high-powered offense, low-powered defense.
Yeah, fantasy gold.
It really is.
Are you doing anything riskier this week to try to, or just are you going to go safer because top 1,000 cash, or do you think everyone else will be safer because of it?
Actually, I don't know. JLeit, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm probably just trying to win it like every week. I'm not $10 wasn't that appealing, but I don't know. I mean, I thought I was building safer lineups all year so far, and it hasn't mattered. So I don't know. It's so hard when you can. It should be easier if you can select anyone you want, but these running backs have just been killing us all year.
Yeah, the running backs been tough.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't take this the wrong way, anybody. If that is how you play this game, I do not care about $10 coming in 900th or whatever. Like, I want to win the whole thing. So I'm just going to continue to build for first and wait till it comes, So that's where I'm at there, which I don't even think I've been playing crazy. It's making like a couple of adjustments where if everyone's playing Jonathan Taylor and Christian McCaffrey, then don't do that. Just like find one or two ways to be different.
Yeah, it worked last week with Eckler. So.
Which man, my lineup last week, I think I can go back and oops, I didn't mean to do that. I think I can go back and look at last week's, right? Let's see.
Maybe.
Maybe I'm not able to.
I don't think so.
Damn. I was hoping to go back and oh yeah. Oh no. Oh wait, yes I can. All right, cool.
Yeah, week 4. There we go.
Yeah. All right. So I'll share this again. Like, this was such a frustrating lineup because it started off like Lamar got a touchdown like immediately. And then Kupp with 26, Jefferson with 31, and Eckler with 34. But man, just like this game the Baltimore Buffalo game cost me just so much money that whole way.
Was that last week?
That was last week, yeah.
Bad weather, man.
You should just. Oh wait, okay.
Well, this isn't my lineup anymore. What should I?
Go back to yours real quick.
Oops, that's what I meant to do. Hold on.
You didn't have Higgins in there or Hill?
No, because once I did until Jefferson popped off, and then when Jefferson popped off,
Diggs could outscore him.
Yeah, I thought Diggs could outscore him. And so
Jonathan Taylor killed all of us.
Yeah, like it didn't really. And I mean, Lamar killed me too. Like Lamar was pretty bad. But if we look at first here, right? So they had one of Hill and Higgins. Again, that like 25 point is such a weird threshold for me because I feel like most people are going to play the 25-point play. And I think 25 can get beaten, right? And like we saw Jefferson do it. We saw Kupp do it. I feel like there were a handful of receivers that could do it. But it's still such a good score, right? Like 20 is easy for me not to play. 30, it's easy for me to play it. 25, I'm always like, I don't really know what to do here.
Yeah, Hawkinson with a 40 burger. That's what helped him.
I mean, that was crazy, right? That game was nuts. This is a pretty solid lineup, though, right? So, but no Allen stack, which I always think is interesting. Like, you think Allen's going to have a good game, but you don't think a wide receiver is going to have a good game with him. I'm always just interested in that. And then Chubb with a solid 20. But you're right. TJ, and I mean, he won by 5 points, too. This is second place here.
That's crazy.
Also, I see Kobe Dimes in 5th, right? Or 7th. Kobe Dimes, he's in the team hold street sometimes.
Look at that money. $75.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm going for first.
Jeez, yeah.
It's so tilting, right? And I guess they did tie. Oh no, they didn't tie. I'm sorry. So 6th to 10th is 75. All right, this lineup's not loading. Let me see if I can get sea blue orange here.
Well, let's talk about the. Is this something that? I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, hit him with all of them.
Prize pool. Was this prize pool only for this week because we got Jolly Joker news finally?
You know what? I don't think so. Yeah, if you missed I actually missed it, but the Jolly Jokers did a Spaces last night. Shout out TJ and Justin and Coop and that gang for being able to get that off the ground. And TJ's going to come on the show next Wednesday, to talk a little bit about what's coming with that, because I know OTM Premium will be in effect in November, which makes you wonder, OTM, is my commercial coming out? Like, where's my commercial that we made?
You made one, huh?
But is somebody knocking at the door here? What's going on? Sorry, guys.
Also, what?
Sorry, I need you guys to take over for like 2 seconds. So
I'll ask Joe. Did you look into the Jolly Jokers thing at all last night?
Not at all. I'm out on it.
Oh, maybe somebody in the chat. They did an update, and I heard that basically the only update was TOC gets screwed, and all the rest of the money is going towards Rumble. But it's like a cumulative score to where there's a lot more money at the end of the year if you finish in the top percentage of payouts, and then you can use up to 6 Jokers as entries. But other than that, I was kind of confused.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it now. I don't. So there's no TOC this year?
Sorry, boys. My landlord's here. Well,
do you know anything about last night? I heard I just saw a few condensed of what was said, and it's like TOC is basically done. All that money is going towards Rumble, but it's like a cumulative prize pool for the end of the season.
Ooh. There we go. TJ. Hell yeah, TJ. Let's go. I'll get TJ on here right now.
Great.
There we go. Look at that. Breaking news. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is that I didn't feel like I should explain it because I wasn't able to listen to it. All right, let me shoot him a link right now. Yeah, excited for that.
Yeah.
All right, TJ, just send me that
we'll
link.
See.
We'll get TJ on here.
I don't know if I'm excited yet, but maybe he'll excite me.
Yeah. But yeah, he can talk about that. Did you have another question too around that, or was it?
No, it was just about the different, how Rumble will change with Jokers coming now. And,
gotcha.
And the prize pool, is this going to be permanent? Is this one-off? That kind of stuff.
There we go. Excited to get that alpha then from TJ momentarily. Oh God, sorry. He'll be here 1 second. Hold on. Here we go. I'm gonna bring TJ on. I'm gonna pop off just for I'm still gonna be here. I'm just popping off for 1 second because the dog's being a little psychotic with my landlord. But TJ, take over.
What's up, man?
Hey guys, how's it going?
How's it going?
I'm TJ.
Good
to definitely recognize some usernames here. How we doing?
Yeah, for sure.
Are you a Philly guy? Obviously,
of course. Yeah.
All right. I got my
4-0.
Eagles and Flyers right behind me as well.
Okay. Yeah.
You live in Philly?
That accent. I live in Ben Salem.
Oh, nice.
You?
I'm down in Fishtown.
Okay. Yeah. I have friends down there.
Cool.
There we go. The Philly connection. Love to see it.
going to the Eagles Steelers games in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
That'll be fun.
There
Haven't
you
been to a
go.
game in a while.
Yeah.
You'll have better
heard you
weather
guys
than you'll have better weather than the game Big Ticket went to this past weekend.
Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah, seriously, brutal.
Yeah, so
But,
hit us with the news so we don't do it a bad job.
Yeah. I was just figuring I could come on and explain everything, clear things up. Yeah, so I guess first off, we announced mint dates for Jolly Jokers last night, so it's going to be in 2 weeks basically. So there will be 3. There's basically we have our pre-order list. So these are people that had sent in their 5 Top Shot moments or had burned a TOC card to get on the pre-order list. So that'll start Monday, October 17th, 1 p.m. Eastern time. That'll be exclusively open for 48 hours. So until Wednesday, anyone that's on the pre-order list can mint, and you can mint up to 3 or up to 6, depending on which pre-order you did. Then Wednesday, October 19th, again, 1 p.m. Eastern, that's when we'll have the whitelist mint. And then on Thursday, same time, 1 p.m., we'll have the public mint. So getting all of the mint out during that 1 week. Details are the same in terms of collection size of 5,000. The mint price is $299 and then comes with the lifetime access to OTM Premium. So OTM Premium is going to be going behind paywall on November 1st.
Nice.
So basically 2 weeks after the Jolly Jokers mint, we'll be going behind paywall for Premium. And so then things like basically any tool that's on the site right now that has the purple P next to it. So like the Sniper Challenges, Flash Challenge Terminal, the Rumble HQ. There might be 1 or 2 other things that I'm forgetting. But all that stuff will go behind the paywall. And then basically you can either access that by owning a Jolly Joker. You log in, verify your wallet. We identify that you own a Joker. You get access behind the paywall content. Or we have a traditional subscription where you can sign up for a weekly, monthly, annual subscription. So that's kind of the first piece. And then, the second piece is the biggest change for anyone that had previously been in on the Jolly Joker stuff is the 100K mint incentive contest is going to be a season-long, week-over-week cumulative Rumble contest.
Gotcha.
So I can talk about how that works. So there's 3 different contests that are based on how many Jokers you mint. So with thresholds of basically people that mint 1 Joker, people that mint 3 or more Jokers, and then people that mint 6 or more Jokers. So to kind of align to that, the contests are the extra point, the field goal, and the touchdown. So 1 through 6. So for the extra point contest, so for that, how that works, this is going to be the only multi-entry Rumble contest, at least for now. So the first and only. So how that will work is that for however many Jokers you mint, that's how many entries you get into Rumble each week. For that specific contest, then you can only use 1 moment in 1 lineup within that contest, right? So if I own one Justin Jefferson moment, I can play them in all of the contests, but within the multi-entry contest, I can only play it once, if that makes sense. So I can play my Justin Jefferson in my main Rumble contest, and I can play it in 1 of my extra point contests.
Yeah.
But then I can't play it in multiple of my extra point contests.
So it's kind of similar to like what Rainmakers has done, from my understanding, because I haven't messed around with it. But like you can only use that card 1 time, and what you're saying, you can use it for the free Rumble that everybody gets to play, and then if you own one of the Jokers, you can use it 1 time in 1 of those contests. Is that correct?
Slight difference that you can actually use it in multiple of the contests of the Jokers contest. So
you can't.
So if you mint 6, you can use. So it does get a little bit tricky, but okay. So take the example of if I mint 6 Jolly Jokers. What that means is that I will have 6 entries into the extra point contest, and then I'll have 1 entry into the field goal and 1 entry into the touchdown. And so I could use that Justin Jefferson in the main Rumble and in each of those 3, but I can't use it in all 6 of my extra point contests.
Gotcha.
Or extra point lineups, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then so how the multi-entry one will work is that each week we count the best score of your lineups. So if you have 6 lineups in week 10, whichever one scores you have, and your leading one scores 180 points, you get 180 for that week, and none of the other ones matter. And then the next week you enter 6 new lineups, and the best one also counts.
That's cool.
So that's how that extra point contest will work. And then for the field goal and for the touchdown, they're both just single entry. So anyone that mints 3 or more or 6 or more gets 1 entry into the contest, regardless of how many there are there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the prize structure breakdown, the extra point contest is $30,000 in prizes. The field goal, where you have to mint 3 or more, is $50,000. So that has the largest prize pool, and we'll probably have a pretty good like EV for the EV grinders. Yeah. And then the final one for 6+ will have $20K in prizes. So,
which
obviously the expectation is that there's less entrance into each of those as you go up. And yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be fun. I think it adds a ton more strategy too, especially as the season goes on, right? Like obviously, if you're doing well, you can play a chalky lineup and try to maintain your spot. If you start falling behind, you get contrarian and try to gain on people. So I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's a concept we definitely want to lean into more going forward, and this is really the first test at how we make that happen with the token gated jokers.
Yeah, that season-long aspect of it being cumulative is pretty cool, where you're less concerned about spike weeks early on, and then as you get closer to the end, if you're like you said, if you're trailing and chasing, you need to maybe get a little bit more contrarian versus playing the chalky stuff. That's it. So all right, so that's pretty interesting. So that you said that prize pool was like originally was like the best ball situation. That's what that was going to look like, and this is in lieu of that.
Yeah, yeah. Originally, the intention was for TOC to be moved to Flow. That did not work out, and with the Jokers being on Flow, and with the majority of the Joker minters being very dapper specific people, the kind of crossover of trying to get them to set up a MetaMask and Polygon and all of that, like just was going to be a nightmare, and people have been really loving Rumble. So we just kind of made that pivot now that the TOC is not happening on Flow and will be on Polygon.
Yeah. Mentioning TOC, because I know there were a couple of questions about that. Did you guys update that as well, or is that still in?
We did not. Might be coming out with something on that soon. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like when we don't have like something concrete to share, it's just
totally
really.
No, I totally get that without like having information. Then it just sounds like doing lip service for the sake of lip service.
Yeah, you can only give so many announcements of an announcement. Like it's just like and I get the frustration and all of that, but we'll be given some more info on TOC.
I was gonna say one thing. If you could talk to this one, I totally understand if you can't talk to it either. And I know this wasn't the intention to come on. I know there's been a lot of like conversation around like, like TOC got boned because like the attention went to the Jokers. Can you like explain? Because I personally don't think that's the case. But can you explain why that's not the case and kind of like how it got to where it is now?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, and yeah, it's I totally understand how from the outside it would appear that way, but it's definitely not the case. I mean, there's a lot to kind of what happened over the past couple of months that got us to where we are here now.
Yeah,
I mean, I can say that like we put a ton of time and energy and resources into like revamping the TOC product. I mean, I don't know if you've gone to the website. Obviously the game's not live, but like the UI revamp that we did, like we put a lot into this, right? And the intention was to go on it with Flow. There were some complications as to why TOC specifically was not going to be able to happen on Flow, and that kind of really set us back there. And like also with how we're structured at OTM, it's kind of like 2 separate teams internally, if you will. So like the devs that are working on Rumble and working on OTM Premium, like that has nothing to do with the devs that are working on the Polygon stuff. So it's definitely much more of an and thing than an or thing. It wasn't like, we can do one of these 2 things. So yeah, that's kind of how I would frame that there. And there's an argument that maybe we tried to do too much, as you could say, but like also, the goal is long-term here, right? So like in terms of like achieving our long-term goals, I have no regrets about doing it this way because it still sets us up best for the long-term. And our goal is to have the best platform for the next 5 years, not necessarily what's the thing where we can have the best thing on September 1st of 2022.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a zoom out thing, and maybe not the greatest answer for customers' perspective, but it is the honest answer.
Well, no, I appreciate the honesty too, because I do think people. I think if the audience also zooms out, the customer zooms out, they can understand and appreciate where that was coming, while also still being like, well, this kind of sucks, because they were really excited about TOC Season 2. So I appreciate you being able to say that and answer that. One more thing, and then I'll get you out of here. And if you had already answered this in the chat and I missed it while my landlord was here, or is still here in the other room, is the prize pool increase for this week just this week, or is that moving forward? And the second part was was that you guys that made that call, or was that all day also seeing how much engagement that was coming in and they stepped in as well?
It is just for this week.
Cool.
For now.
Mm-hmm.
I would love it if it became the norm.
Yeah.
If we are able to show that having more prizes leads to more users, that would be great. So if you like more money, you should enter the contest. You should get your friends to enter the contest. That's what I'll
Wives,
say.
dogs.
That's all. Yeah, I can totally know where the answer came from. That makes sense.
I saw a question in chat real quick. Somebody asked, will the extra point contest be from week 1 on, or from November 1st?
No, that's a great question. We don't have an exact date of when that contest is going to start, but it will definitely be in November sometime. So my estimate would be maybe a month after mint the contest begins. So basically sometime between mint and the Thanksgiving slate is when the contest will start, and we'll announce that as we get closer. But basically, we want to leave a couple weeks of time for mint to see how that goes before we kind of close that down and start the contest. So yeah, I'd expect it to end up being an 8 to 10 week kind of thing for the back half of the season.
Okay,
that makes sense.
Another
All right,
question real quick.
Oh, good.
Sorry. Is it only people who mint, or secondary sales can also get you in?
This is strictly a mint incentive. Okay. So for this contest, this is directly related to the wallet that mints. So we'll as people mint, we'll have a database of this wallet minted this NFT, and we'll have, if someone did 10 of them, we'll have that they did 10, and then that will basically determine this contest. Going forward, I definitely envision a world where there are additional token gated contests that is based on the ownership.
Yeah.
Okay.
And immediately after mint, there won't be a secondary marketplace available right away, but we have been in conversations with people like Gaia to get that onto the secondary marketplace as a fast follow to mint.
There you go. Thank you for answering that question that came in the chat, because I was just about to pop that up there. All right, because you are still coming on again before mint date. So I'll call it here, since this was a nice impromptu and we're at the hour mark. But TJ, you'll be back on Wednesday, and we can dive in.
We'll dive more in for sure.
More in. But thank you for being.
Thanks for having me on spontaneously here.
Dude,
glad.
That's way better than us just guessing and probably saying incorrect shit. So I appreciate it. All right, we'll get you out of here. Thanks, TJ.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, man.
Awesome. All right, I appreciate TJ coming on and doing that. But yeah, we'll be back again on. What day? What did I say? Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're gonna call it there. Look at that. You never know what's gonna happen on this show. We built a couple of Rumble lineups, then I felt like we didn't really break news. We didn't. We just asked TJ what he said last night on Spaces, but we did it on YouTube. I don't know. Any fun?
That was awesome, though.
Yeah, it was great. Any hot takes? Anything you need to get out into the universe before this weekend?
Joe?
I might have to go shovel now, but
this snow's really coming down, huh?
It's crazy. I got nothing. I don't have no date night with the wife this weekend. That went well last week, but no, I got nothing.
How was Chili's?
We don't have a Chili's here, man.
Oh, sorry. Oh, it's Pizza Hut.
I think the Pizza Hut closed up here a few years ago, but
this is getting so sad.
No, they just went to a nice nice bar for a few drinks, and
There
then
you go.
All right.
went to a little pizza place, and it's a good night.
Sounds nice. Sounds
Domino's.
nice. What about you, Big Ticket? Anything hot you need to get out there into the streets?
No, I got to go study these challenges and see what else I need to go buy. I picked up an Aaron Donald while we were on stream, just
Here we
because.
go.
Just because I sold one and
You
I
need
would
to get that
regret
back.
that. So yeah,
King of
got that
Flip
back.
City. All right. Well, for Big Ticket and JLeit, thanks for coming on. We'll you guys will be back again next Friday. If you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord. You can get there. They're like keeping along with so many other people, but the football channel cooking like JK's and Borland. So get in there. We're back here Sunday. Sunday we'll be back diving into with John Jackson for all of the football goodness. We'll give away another premium pack. Shout out NFL All Day for making that happen. Otherwise, I'll see you in 2 hours. The happy hour returns back in a couple hours. For Big Ticket, for JLeit, we are out.
We are from the city and on the